What's up guys, welcome back for more top 8 regional coverage. This is Blandin's top 8 Pandora of Dark deck profile. It's actually a lot different from the one that Anthony Gospel used, so let's check it out. For the Magic Stones, he ran a Fiethsing, which is really interesting because with these Turbo Pandora decks, you don't want to see Critical miss at all, but I guess he was fine with taking a chance, and it probably didn't hinder him since he did get top 8. And then 2 Magic Stone of Gusting Skies, which is also really interesting because needing this to J-activate seems necessary, so only running 2 I feel like would be worrisome, but like I said, I guess it did him well if he got top 8. He had 3 Magic Stone of Blasting Waves, but then he also did run 4 Magic Stone of Black Silence, just like Anthony did. For his resonators, he also had 4 Elvish Priest, but he also wanted to use 4 Familiar of Holy Wind. I love this card, so I like the idea of using 4. I feel like if you're going to use a low amount, 2 would be okay, but he probably threw in 1 for Anthony just because, you know, he wanted to like just replace itself while still filling up that last slot in the deck. It was probably like a last minute choice, but I really like this card, so 4 seems like a good number in this deck. And then 4 Grettles, of course, to go with the turbo. 2 Little Princes. I'm guessing he uses to be able to fight against Burn. It's kind of unexpected to be main deck, so he was probably able to heal off some last damage and be able to overthrow them after their hand is really low. So if they, you know, are living by the draw and just kind of like burning you down and then you heal, now they have a really bad chance of being able to draw even more burn spells to keep doing it. So then 2 Cinderella. I love Cinderella. I keep saying this every time it comes up. Cinderella is just an awesome card. It should be ran in every dark deck. I mean, it's kind of harder in decks like this that don't main dark, but I main dark, so it's never been a problem for me. But I love seeing Cinderella in general. She just does so much work in the meta. And then 3 Fiethsings over 4. I feel like 3 or 4 is a good number. I've never really been able to decide myself whether I like 3 or 4. Every time I've had 4, it's helpful. Every time I've had 3, it's helpful. So I feel like 3 to 4 is just a good range for this card. And then he had 3 sets over 4. I personally would run 3 of this as well if I was to run it. I don't feel like it's totally necessary to get the combo off to be able to draw all the cards when you discard their hand. It's something that if it does happen or if it combos with Cinderella, it's awesome. But I wouldn't, you know, main my whole deck around it when them having no hand is just, as you know, that's your win condition regardless of if you're filling your hand up at the same time or not. So I feel like it's a great card, but it's not totally necessary. And then 3 mana Soft Fleece. This is, I think, also a must in Pandora decks. If they're living by the draw and you have this on the field, it's really unlikely they're going to draw into like a possible Stoning to Death or a Carmilla to be able to like get this up the field. And if they're slowly drawing into their cards with just summoning stuff, you're just flying over them anyway, so it doesn't matter. And then he had another Blazer, the Eater of Dimensions, to also have another win condition. This doesn't seem like a bad strategy because if by any chance he's going against Liberator of Wind and his Mana Soft Fleece gets storied, he wouldn't have a real win condition, so having Blazer really helps with that as well. For his spells, he ran 3 Thunders and 3 Flame of the Outer World. The ratio for this was a tad confusing for me because I felt like if he was only going to run 6 fire spells, having 2 blasting waves wouldn't have been so bad, and maybe throwing another Gusting Skies to see the light early. But he probably wanted to take out other Elvish Priests really early in the game because you don't want to let other people ramp before you, because especially if Abdul ramps, they'll J-activate first, which means your enter effects won't work. So I guess that's what he was going with that. And then 4 Absolute Take Zones and 4 Zeeks to just cancel out everything they do after you've J-activated or before to help set you up towards your future win conditions. For his side deck, he had an Abdul and Grubalesta as well. And then he sided 2 Exceeds instead of maining 4 like Anthony. He had 2 sided Stoning to Deaths as well, but none main decked. 2 Crime and Punishment as well, so they both agreed in that area. 3 Rapid Decays, 2 Glinda, and 2 Necronomicon to combo with Abdul. So there you guys have it. That was Blandin's top 8 Pandora of Dark deck profile. If you guys have any questions or suggestions, please feel free to leave a comment in the comment section below. If you haven't subscribed yet, make sure you do so you see all the other coverage coming from all these events, and including the ones coming in the future. I'm going to be doing the deck profiles of all the regionals coming up, including Worlds when that's over with. So make sure you come back for all of that. Subscribing just makes it that much easier because it comes straight to you. And I will catch you guys next time.